Welcome to Relationship Matters. This is where we look at issues touching and concerning relationship and marriages. Human beings have had the privilege and the opportunity to develop technology that has allowed them to go to the moon several times over. Human beings have developed varying technologies to treat with communication over long distances. Yet we are unable to master interpersonal communication. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak to you about managing your communication in your relationship. Managing your communication in your relationship. The most powerful means of understanding each other is through communication. Communication is not communication until your partner has received, understood, and returned the appropriate response. 90% of domestic violence and killing arise out of unresolved issues in relationships. Partners have failed to follow some basic communication principles. But why? And I want to posit at least three reasons why this has been happening. One, the partners or each partner is unwilling to listen to each other. They are unwilling to listen to each other. The second reason I posit why this problem persists is that one partner has allowed themselves to be filled with arrogance, and they want to dominate. And as well, they wish to overpower the others with irrational thinking. I want to also posit the third reason I want to put to you why relationships, communication is still a challenge. And that is a refusal to control pride and to maintain humility. So we have a situation where many times couples or partners are unwilling to control their pride, and they are unwilling to humble themselves and to apologize and to exercise a sense of compassion and understanding as they relate to their partners. Now, I would like to go further to share a few important information touching and concerning managing communication. There should be free and easy and open communication between your spouse. Free, easy, and open communication. Irrespective of what is happening, make sure that you both allow the channels of communication to be open, where ideas can be shared between parties. Respect each other and what each person has to say. Sometimes, because of our training, level of education, or knowledge in a particular area, we may become overbearing and refuse to listen to the other spouse or other partner, hence creating some barriers in the communication. Now, each partner has a sensitive has sensitive feelings and must be treated with care. Each partner has sensitive feelings. Yes, we feel, have sensitive feelings, and therefore each must recognize that they must treat each other with care. Now, I want to move on to say that the partners or the members in the relationship must avoid using hurt words to each other no matter the situation, no matter how hurtful the situation is. You must be desirous, you must be determined not to use hurt words. And the question is why? Because in your intimate relationship, both parties are vulnerable to each other and emotions are high. And therefore, whenever hurt words are used, then there will be a difficulty for healing to take place. Emotional wounds are the deepest and the hardest to heal. Words have power. I want to say that again. Words have power. And they linger in the recesses of time. Words will linger and will come back to you, and it will disrupt your feeling and create a sense of depression and stress on the individual. There's an old proverb that is said over and over: memories don't live like people do. They always stay with you, whether it be good or bad. And therefore, say those things to your, use those words to your partner, that when they linger, they will never leave any hurt or regret. Set simple rules. And this is one of the basic problem. Basic. You know, when we were children, we would be quick to follow the instructions and directions of adults and our parents and of our teachers. But when we become adults, we tend to want to behave as if we're independent and we do not want to listen to anybody. No, that is what is wrong when we enter into a relationship. I want to say there must be some simple ground rules. Yes, as to how to manage your communication between each other. Set the rules, man. For example, each partner will be given a set time to express themselves, and so you will not have the interrupting of the other partner into the expression of what you are saying. And that now will give some level of respect and equity in the discussion, and everyone will feel that they are given a fair chance to express themselves. So we're saying set some simple ground rules in relation to your communication. Now, especially when conversation is heated, the rules really work, especially when it is getting hot and both parties respect the basic rules. You see, in communication and in a relationship, respect must always be the hallmark or the binding force within the relationship. So, used, for example, an idea of code red. Yes, that means they will, whenever one party is getting too aggressive, the other party will call that code and will indicate that code red, which means that that party is getting too aggressive and is losing control, to pull back that individual back to a level playing field or level temperature for the conversation to take place. So bear in mind that the grown rules in your marital situation and communication is critical. And too many married couples have ignored these simple principles. Why? Because many times we feel that we are big and that we are independent and that we don't need anybody to tell us when should we talk and how we should talk, and not taking into consideration that when that kind of behavior is exhibited, we are showing disrespect to each other. Now, the next point I'd like to put to you is that you must talk about every and anything in your relationship. And there must be a non-confrontational atmosphere in your communication. So it's not about the individual. Don't pick on the individual. Pay attention to the issue or the matter at hand. Peruse the matter, peruse the issue over and over and over again, but do not get into the action of giving attention to the personality or the person. Don't attack the person, attack the issue, and you will find that you are able to resolve much of the challenges that you have and disagreements. I want to move on to say, do not rehash negative situations unless they are going to be also done in a non-confrontational way. Yes, don't bring back past issues into the conversation unless it is for a very good reason. And when you bring it back not with a sense of vengeance, a sense of anger, and a sense of retaliation, but rather with a sense of sharing the understanding, yes, of what has taken place, or to show the lessons that one can take from the past situation. Know your partner, yes, and make special effort to do this. Know your partner. It is a lifelong thing. You will not know your partner in a day, in a year, in 2 years. There are people who are living together for 10, 15 years and still don't know each other. But human beings are dynamic and human beings are adaptable, and as well, they change. So you have to take your time to understand your partner, and so you will be able to communicate best with them. One partner may be considered to be a sieve, yes, and one may be a sponge. Now, what do I mean by that? A sieve is something that you throw content into for the smaller particles to come through the other side. So you will find that some partners who are able to sift through the issues and pay attention to the substance of what you're communicating, while you have some persons who they are like sponge. They soak up everything, and that may create a problem. And as they soak it up, they may go into silence and depression and to arrogance and to rage and to anger. And those individuals, you ought to be careful how you are relating to them. All right? So we're saying that some people are like sieve, and he or she allows things to flow out. It don't stay with them. It flows out. The information come in and it come out. I mean, some persons just cannot keep their words. They just have to say. While some people, again, they get the information, comes to them, but they are not going to be releasing, they absorb it. Finally, I'd like to say, do not constantly pick or criticize your partner. Avoid that at all costs. Do not pick on and criticize your partner. Avoid that at all costs. We must assess ourselves in the relationship, but we must not be overly critical. We must not take the time all the time to pick on the negatives and the weakness of each other. Listen, we are all individuals with some frailty, some weaknesses. None of us are perfect. We need help and support. So use the opportunity to be kind in identifying, highlighting, or sharing where your partner has a downfall, and work out solution in a kind and respectable way so that your partner will feel that you're having their interests at heart. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for sharing with us this time. Thank you very much for sharing with us. Thank you. And we ask that if you like this video, click below and click the subscribe button and show your love, and you will see when we are going to post a new video. Thanks again. And this was your relationship coach, yes, in the program referred to as Relationship Matters. God bless.